Let's review some decimal operations. Let's start with 32 minus 4 and 6/10. First, we're going to place 32 in the place value chart. So since there's no decimal, we know the 2 is in the ones place, making the 3 in the tens place. In the row below, we're going to put 4 and 6/10. So the 4 is in the ones and the 6 is in the tens place. We're going to start by subtracting the smallest place values. In these numbers, the smallest place value is the tens place. So let's place a 0 in the tens place, and remember the decimal goes between the ones and the tens place. So here we have 0/10 minus 6/10. Well, we can't take 6/10 away from nothing, so we need to regroup from the ones place. Right now there are two ones. We are going to regroup one of those ones, so that means there's one 1 left over. The 1 that we regrouped is the same as 10/10. So we're going to add 10/10 to the 0/10 we had. So now we have 10/10 minus 6/10, which is 4/10. Now we can subtract the ones place. 1 minus 4 ones we're unable to do because we can't take 4 away from 1. So once again, we're going to regroup from the next place value, the tens place. Right now there are 3 tens. We're going to regroup 1 10, so there are 2 tens left over. 1 10 is the same as having 10 ones. So we're going to add 10 more ones to the 1 we already have, making us have 11 ones. 11 ones minus 4 ones is 7 ones. Now we can subtract the tens place. 2 tens minus 0/10 is 2 tens. The decimal point always goes between the ones and the tens place. So our answer is 27 and 4/10. Here, we're going to multiply 5 and 14/100ths by 3 ones. The first step is to rewrite each factor in unit form, lining them up vertically, which means one on top of the other. I like to place the number that has the most digits on the top. So that would be our first factor, 514/100ths. We know it's in the hundredths place since the 4 is in the hundredths place. Underneath, we're going to write 3 ones. Let's start by multiplying the numbers. First, we're going to multiply 3 times 4, which is 12. So we'll place the 2 down below and regroup the 1 to the next place value. Now let's multiply 3 times 1 and add the 1 that we regrouped. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 1 we regrouped is 4. Now we can multiply 3 times 5, which is 15. So here we have 1,542, and now we can multiply the place values. Hundredths times ones is hundredths. So we have 1,542 hundredths. Let's place these in a place value chart to rewrite the product or answer in standard form. Here, we're going to place the 2 in the hundredths place. The 4 is regrouped to the tenths place. The 5 is regrouped to the ones, and the 1 is regrouped to the tens place. Remember, the decimal always goes between the ones and the tens place. So the answer, or product, is 15 and 42 hundredths. Now let's multiply 2 and 6/10 divided by 4. First, we're going to draw the partial quotient symbol. Inside, we're going to put the dividend, or the first number. This is the total amount that we have that we're dividing by. We have 26 tenths. We're dividing by 4 ones, so that's going to go on the outside. We're going to ask ourselves, what can we multiply by 4 to get closest to 26 without going over? And that's going to be 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Notice we need to be in the tenths place, so we're going to label these digits in tenths place. Now we can subtract. 26 tenths minus 24 tenths is 2 tenths left over. Well, if we try to multiply something by 4 to get closest to 2 without going over, we're unable to do that. So we need to rewrite 2 tenths using a smaller place value. We can use the place value chart below to help us. Let's place 2 tenths in the place value chart. We're going to rewrite this number using hundredths. Since there's nothing in the hundredths place, we can place a 0. So 2 tenths is the same as 20 hundredths. So let's cross off the 2 tenths and rewrite it as 20 hundredths. Now we can ask ourselves, what can we multiply by 4 to get closest to 20 without going over? That would be 5, because we know that 4 times 5 is 20. Now we're in the hundredths place, so let's label each of these numbers as hundredths. Now we can subtract. 20 hundredths minus 20 hundredths is 0 hundredths. Now that we're at 0, we know we're done dividing. We can add up everything to the right. So here we have 6 tenths and 5 hundredths. We can rewrite this in standard form by placing a 6 in the tenths place and a 5 in the hundredths place. Since there's nothing in the ones place, we can put a 0. Remember, the decimal point always goes between the ones and the tenths place. So the answer is 65 hundredths.